Hello. Today I am not in my traditional Brooks Brothers shirts or my ties or even fancier hat. I am in basically my equivalent of yard mowing material because we're going to open a can, or I guess I should say a jar today and sample some things. And anyway, so I don't want to get that all over my shirt because I don't know why it is that I can become an absolute toddler when I eat. And if you've ever watched me out in public, if you're happen to see me at, say, a barbecue place or something, I will usually have a bib that I carry with me simply because I am so prone to just dropping stuff all over me. So I have my equivalent of a napkin on, and there's some things I would like to talk to you a little bit about. I like doing these comparisons not because I want to talk you into anything. I I know what I like. I buy what I like, and sometimes I'm just curious. So I want to buy them and try them for myself, as well as show you guys at home what I found. Okay, so it isn't me. This isn't about making a company look bad. This is about just sampling things and just telling you my opinion. This is just my opinion. I bought all of this stuff, and I just want to talk to you about it because, or to me, my pages, my channels, and all that sort of thing, you guys are my friends in a way. You come and watch my stuff and all that stuff, and I love that. So anyway, what I want to do first off is if you did watch if you are a fan of our Visit Lawrenceburg, Tennessee page, okay, not the Amish of Ethridge, what you're watching now. This is our Visit Lawrenceburg, Tennessee page. We are not in any way affiliated with the government or a political person or a political party of any kind, all right? But given that, we happen to have the same name, all right? I was here first. I was part of the Tourism Association that started under Granny's Network, which everybody kind of knew Granny as the person that kind of started the Amish Welcome Center. You know what I mean? So she was a big name in our town. So anyway, that's out of her association. I started with the tourism group, and whenever I left to have our 1 pound 13 ounce baby and sit in the NICU for a long time, I kind of fell out of it for a little bit, but then just a few months later, they kind of said, probably get back in it if you don't mind, And I had had heart surgery, all that sort of thing kind of got me out of it. So I kind of do a lot of the tourism-y stuff, but for myself. Everything went to the chamber. They have recent degrees, all that stuff, but no tourism know-how, okay? So I went over to the side and got our what's called a Visit Lawrenceburg, Tennessee page. And so that is and Visit Pulaski, TN, Visit Waynesboro. I've got a lot of these, okay? I've got like 20-something websites and pages that I do. So I have next to no life. So anyway, so what I do for that page is what is there to do in Lawrence County besides see the Amish? Obviously, the Amish of Ethridge, I would like for you to see the Amish, probably why you came here, all that sort of thing. And one thing I forgot to mention in our video about the farmers markets is that the person that makes these, this is a white rat, and it's completely handmade. I think it's phenomenal. My wife and my daughter are learning how to crochet. Sorry if you wonder what that was. That's my Omnipod 5 because I'm a diabetic. And when it gets low, it tells me with a series of beeps. So anyway, they're learning to crochet. So they made our little white rat a little necklace, this little yellow necklace. But these things are phenomenal. They have little ears, little crocheted ears. Look at that. Ain't that cute? So neat. Little black eyes like a real possum or rat. All just handmade. I mean, thing is phenomenal. You can get these at the Loretto. Where we got this one was Loretto Farmers Market. I believe she also comes to the Lawrenceburg Farmers Market, but I did a whole video about the two markets, and then I left out the visual rat. I mentioned it in the video, but anyway, I wanted to, if you haven't seen that video and you would like to know more about the two farmers markets, go back and watch that video over on our Visit Lawrenceburg, Tennessee page. All right. So what we're going to do here is compare a few things. Now, I went by and I found some green tomato chow chow. I had never heard of it. Now, a lot of people have seen this, what they call pool room slaw, or sometimes you'll hear it called pool hall slaw. They're both the same thing, okay? And anyway, I got a jar of each, and I was kind of playing around in Kroger, where I happened to notice that there was a Mrs. Campbell's Chow Chow. And it says Great American put on burgers, hot dogs, sandwiches, salads, pinto beans. Was just like pinto beans. Interesting. And it was next to this one, a Tennessee mild Chow Chow relish. Original recipe. So if I turn these to where just the vegetation inside is showing. It's the vegetation. Vegetables. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. And as you can see from the camera up here, you can see these jars look real similar inside. But how they taste, how they were seasoned, I don't know. I have no clue. And the reason I brought some bowls out is that we're going to put some of these in different bowls. Tell you what, too, I'll rearrange these so that the Amish variety is in the pink bowl. And we'll do that because the pink and pink is kind of there together. And we're going to do some where I'll take a spoon out on camera. This has all been recorded by the two cameras. And I'm going to dish some out and put them in here in these bowls so you see the consistency, how far it or how it falls off the spoon. You guys know, you're smart people out there. Whenever you take some out, how much viscosity and the parts that kind of hold it together, how thick it is, makes it able to kind of slide off the spoon. So if it's kind of weak and watery, it just runs off. If it's thick and chunky, then you can see it kind of come off this way. You know what I mean? And it'll kind of like, as a big pieces, they'll just fall. I also want to test one of my favorite salsas. Now this is from, you might not find it locally, but it's from Corbett Farms, okay? Corbett Farms, it sets up at the Lawrenceburg and the Loretto Farmers Market, okay? Now, we're going to compare it to, now it's a little bit watery. I know I just said that the thickness kind of helps, but typically with salsa, you're going to be putting it on something, which is going to make it kind of run like a burrito, you know what I mean, or a taco. You don't want it to sort of chunk as much. You want it to kind of lather on there, if you know what I mean. Now, as far as brands and stuff like that, is what I can get as a mass distributed salsa is Pace, and I get the hot variety. You'll actually not go through as much if you put it on, and it's hotter, because the more you put on hot, the hotter it gets. I typically find I go through less of this whenever I get the hot variety, so it helps on saving, which I'll do like so. Now here, if you guys watched my TR Bird Farms video, where I compare his quail eggs against some actual like made in Louisiana Cajun quail eggs. You know what I mean? Oh, I love these things. Now I've been buying his quail eggs, and I don't buy his chicken eggs as much. They do make these in the Amish community, and you'd think Amish of Ethridge, I would just buy everything from the Amish, but there are so many times where the English variety are actually better than the Amish variety. They just are. I mean, I think we all do that in, say, pizza places or something. Very few Amish, especially Schwarzentrooper, have any kind of pizza place, or if there's an Amish bounce house or something. Obviously, there's things that we get the English places to get, right? But sometimes they do have both, and sometimes the Amish varieties are just better. But then sometimes, like in TR Bird Farms, these Cajun eggs are phenomenal. I'm going to pop the top. I'm going to put it in a bowl, and I'm going to take this knife, and we're going to cut it open on camera. You can see this one up here. That's where you see the knife bouncing. Okay, there's a Blackmagic Cinema camera 6K up there recording me saying all of this, all right? All this is going to be in real time. I'm not going to edit it. I'm going to put it behind me so that you can see through the green screen. I'm going to make myself shrink, and then we're going to show the video, all right? So the first thing I want to show is the, well, let's start down here. We're going to start with the Tennessee Mild Chow Chow Relish. There it goes. Smells much more like a relish than a chow chow. Here we go. Here's the spoon test. It is very chunky. It's also got a lot of liquid. Put that in there, kind of break it up where you can see. Oh, come on, Michael, do better than that. There we go, 2 spoons. And then we're gonna see what that kind of looks like, and we're gonna see what it tastes like. Like I say, I haven't had this one. I just noticed them. I don't normally go in and buy a bunch of chow chows. Like I say, the 3 of these are chow chow. This is pool room slaw. There it goes. It's the Amish variety right here. To make sure there's a lot of this off. It says hot out beside of it, so this is made with green tomatoes. Oh, this is going to be so interesting. It smells good. I wish you could smell it. It just smells kind of like it's got almost like a cabbage, some kind of pepper, and like a dill type, like a heavy dill. If you like dill pickle, it smells very similar in here. But they call it a green tomato chow chow. So that's pretty neat. Now, Miss Campbell's, there was a lot of people that said they liked this variety. Oh, it's got a plastic thing. The other 2 didn't, so I didn't. Alrighty. There we go. You could. That tells you there. It's brand new, right? Alrighty. We're gonna try it. That's a lot in 1 spoon. It might be enough. No, I take it back. Let's do. It tastes like it's kind of got a mustardy base or something like that to it. It smells more mild than the other 2 did. Okay. Oh, I just realized I didn't bring a napkin up here. Come on, Michael. I even brought my normal, like, work hat. You know what I mean? I usually always wear a hat. And I didn't want it to get all over my Stetson hats. Or, especially my, the ones that I have from Colonel Littleton. Oh, that's definitely vinegary with that mustard. Look at that. It almost wants to stay on the spoon. That's so. I just didn't want it to splatter. You see why the shirt, right? You serve by the hat. I didn't want it to splatter up. This has got, looks like some cabbage, some carrot, some onion, something in there for the red. That might be like a, I'm not really sure, because it's called Pull Hall Slaw. So, see, I mean, you can see how the Amish, I believe, get most of these from like Lehman's, so they have their own circular, okay? So they can get canning things pretty good from this circular that goes on, and or they can order from through the mail. But a lot of times they can get them from Lehman's. I think they have the same if you want a sort of a modern place to buy. I know that the Lehman's catalog is a really good one. Let me kind of do this because this guy over here, this is the bowl that the eggs are going to be in, so no problem. Now, while I'm opening these other two, the Pool Hall Slaw and the Slaw Burger kind of go together here. Now, if you're a Tennessee native, you probably know this, but if you're not from here, in Fayetteville, Tennessee, they have what they call the Slaw Burger. All right, they claim to have made up this sandwich. It's kind of a Fayetteville thing, and if you go to their square, there's a few places. I think I go to Honey's, I think normally, and that's one of the other places that's kind of known for this Slaw Burger, where they have a kind of a pool hall slaw they put on it. And if you've never had one of those, I definitely recommend for you to go by and get one. So anyway, shout out to Fayetteville. They also have a place that is a Mennonite community over there on the very edge. We call them Moore County Mennonite, but that's because their church is actually Moore County. But they have a Fayetteville address. So if you're ever over there, you check out our Amish and Mennonite page, you'll see the Fayetteville or the Moore County Mennonite that are actually in Fayetteville. So interesting if you want a Mennonite community to go see. They have a salvage grocery type place, a cheap discount grocery, if you ever just out that way. Anyway, coming on to the Corbett Farms salsa. Let me give this a shake. I've noticed all salsas typically benefit from a good shake. Now this has been canned from them, so let's listen for the pop. Let's get the can. You know how to do the little rim trick? Where you can kind of push it in between the first two. There it goes. And there it comes off. Shows you the lid. Oh, those guys at Corbett Farms, they're just so good at quality. And it's kind of got a ring where I did it. I'm going to stir it up and give them an unfair advantage. Now this is probably not as chunky of a salsa, but it is a very consistent. Notice no water just fell out immediately. I love their salsa for tacos and burritos. It's got a taste that I just happen to love. And I will get some just about every time I go, or sometimes I forget, and I have to go the Saturday, because I usually go to the Friday Loretto Farmers Market, and if they still got anything available, and if I don't make it for that one, you can hear if this is a new one. Okay, let me do the same. Shake this pace. There it goes. So that's that lid. So you can tell it's a brand new jar. I'll be fair. I'm gonna give one a shake and a stir. I'll give the other one a shake and a stir. But here's the pace. You know what I mean? Sometimes when I eat chips, I actually prefer the paste style. But it is kind of it's said to be sort of it says the original picante sauce, and you'll have bigger hunks of things. So I think that's pretty neat. And this isn't against paste, not at all. It's just, I'm sorry, when these, it's like this. I don't know what goes in here. They're not going to tell me. There's definitely a lot of things on the back of the jar. Now, if that's good for you, great. If it's not good for you, then, well, what alternatives can you do? This has basically tomatoes, onions, bell peppers, jalapeno, apple cider vinegar, cilantro, garlic, lime juice, sugar, salt, spices. And you can find all this 77 Garner Road, Leoma, Tennessee 38468. Garden vegetable salsa. It was canned on 6/10. You know what I mean? This is vine ripe or greenhouse grown on-site tomatoes. Everything in here was made close by or on the farm at Corbett Farms, because they have produce, they have everything. Make their own jams, all that sort of thing. And it just tastes local. It just tastes clean. You know what I mean? You don't have any kind of chemical sort of afterburner things that go on. It is just, I don't know. Like I say, it's just a really good salsa. Now, and if you ever watch me do this, and it's because it's not that you always have to do this. It's just, and sometimes I'll put them in a place they don't get touched, because I have a 7-year-old, autistic 7-year-old girl who loves to knock things over. So I'll put this somewhere where I could put it up on its head for a day or two, and then I can come back in, put it right side up, or I'll put it on its side, and then I'll rotate it. And it's just to keep all these eggs in here good. Now, what I want to do here, because like I said, this is fresh. I will show you where we're going to pop this little thing open. Put that, like I said, I forgot to get a napkin. We're going to pop this dude open. We're going to get one out with the salsa spoon. Like I said, I forgot. I don't want to stop the video. If I stop the video, you'll think I did something in video editing. So, well, I'll have to do the trick. What you get at the Lawrenceburg and Loretto farmers markets are expertly canned. If they're not, go to the next one and say, listen, this seal was broke and it's nasty, and I'm sure they'll make it up to you. Come on, get it in here, please. Get in my belly. I'm trying to get into the jar. It's a ball jar, ball lid. But somebody put the can lid on so hard that I can't get it to relieve the tension. Sometimes there's a trick to this. I'm sure everybody in here knows it. You can put a spoon, turn it a little bit. I have to go this way. And break that tension, and it'll come right off. Of course, you have to open it right then. Oh, come on, I'm on video, buddy. Come on. I'm sure there's some. Do you have a can opening story that you would like to tell everybody that is like this? Maybe there's something that you know that where you've had to get creative opening a jar. There we go. Whew. Tell us in the comments. All right. Whew. My goodness. Now we'll just pop this underneath here. There it goes. Made the sound. There it is under lid. I'm telling everybody. You can see that there's nothing on it. Oh yeah. And I'm just going to take the first egg and we're going to pop it down in this bowl. Put that here. Put this over here so I immediately don't start eating them. Because I might. I won't eat this one though. Oh, I can't hold out. Now here, all I'm doing is taking my 2 fingers, holding the egg, slicing it. Now I'm letting it fall so that you can see how expertly done this egg is. If you can kind of see it down in there. I'm not going to zoom in, all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to let you see it. All right. That's the chicken egg. Like I say, if you've watched my other video with quail egg, you'll see that I also love me some quail eggs. I'm going to eat it. Oh, I love them. I love them. Like I say, TR Bird Farms, Loretto, Tennessee. Buy them at the Loretto Farmers Market, 4:30 to 6, 7 on Friday afternoons. Like I said, it's seasonal. It's from like April or May to October. All that sort of thing. Oh, I can't, I'll have to cut some more eggs. So let's try these other things. Now that I got a taste of some food, let's eat some stuff. Let's try Tennessee mild chow chow. That might spoil a little bit of it because I did have a Cajun egg just before this. Well, let me get my drink, because I know some of you are going to say, well, you spoiled your palate by eating that egg first. And maybe it might be true. I usually don't allow food and drink in the studio. I'm surrounded by cool stuff. Also a lot of security gear and all that stuff on the ceiling. Like I say, this is not sponsored. This is just Mike, being the founder of the Amish of Ethridge. If you come in mid-video, thank you for watching. But I really want to say thank you to all those people that either started from the beginning and watched till now, or have been all on this video ever since. So I've noticed that this one's kind of watery. You know, it's got quite a bit of a moisture. See if I can get that on camera. A lot of moisture down here at the bottom. So I kind of got some stuff out of the top. I'll do it again. Anyway, so I'm going to just stick it in my mouth and see what it tastes like. Cabbage, first thing. It's kind of got a sour. Yeah, cabbage and sour, kind of the first two things I get from this one. I don't really get the pickle type agents from it. Of course, it is a lot of, if you've seen actual chow chow relish, it is a lot of cabbage. Now I'm going to do the, well, let me try this. Let me get a drink between each one. That way I don't, because I want it to all be fair. I want it to be fair. I'm trying to go through the steps to making it fair. I'm going to drink a little bit. Do a little cleanse. Now we're going to do the Amish variety, and as you could tell, not near as much liquid. It's not near as much liquid in the bottom. A pretty good amount of flake. They did a really good job. Let's see what this one does. This is a pretty good chow chow. Now you do get tomato in here, because this is a green, like I said, it's not really a true test, because this is a green tomato chow chow, not your regular chow chow. So since these are all styled differently, I thought it would be good, since if you turn around the back, they all kind of look the same. And even as you're seeing into the bowl from this, you know, camera that's recording us now, you can see that they look extremely similar. The normal Amish chow chow is kind of white. It's got a lot of or is light colored. It looks more like kraut than it does anything. So let me try this is it Miss Campbell's? Yes, Miss Campbell's chow chow. It's what a lot of people liked. Giving a pretty good healthy oh, yes, almost forgot. It's July 4th today. I'm doing this. It's hot in the studio because I got the air conditioners off. All right, now it's got a pretty good amount of liquid. Not like the first one, but and it's got a pretty good fine amount of cut. Not a lot of bulk. Definitely sweeter. A little bit closer to a pickled flavor. All that sort of thing. Clear it. Let me try that Amish one again. Because this one's probably, let's just, It's the most balanced, I'll say that. It does say hot, okay? And it does have a bit of spice. Now, if you don't like hot, that's fine. They make not hot varieties. When you look at the jar, they will put hot out beside of it. Now, I prefer hot. I don't want to buy something just to sample. I will eat these. You know what I mean? But I will say, this is the sweetest. The Miss Campbell's tastes like it has a lot more sugar in it. The Tennessee mild Chow Chow doesn't seem to be as hot, but it's got a lot of sour. And you taste that cabbagey taste right off the bat. Since I guess cabbage and green tomato is in this Amish variety, I would say it balances both. And it seems to be hotter than the other two. I don't think this one's hot at all. Excuse me, I had to burp a little bit. So I would say that the Amish variety, in my opinion, seems to be the best. Let me flail this one out just for the camera up here to see it, all right? Now, let's try this Pool Hall Slaw. You'll also hear it called Pool Room Slaw. Both the same stuff, just called a little bit differently, best I can tell. If it's not, could you tell me in the comments? You guys are really smart. There's some really smart ladies that go around shopping for most of this stuff. And you guys are brilliant. I say guys, of course, you know, ladies, but anyway, you're brilliant. You've been around a long time. You've bought a lot of stuff from different places. And you can tell me if Pool Hall Slaw or Pool Room Slaw is different, okay? That's the reason I had the shirt. Went all the way to the floor. Oh, this is actually good. I usually only like it on hot dogs and burgers. Also, if you have a barbecue sandwich, now we all know there's barbecue sandwiches that have slaw on them. So sometimes you can put this on a barbecue sandwich and it's even better. That's pretty good, but it's running unopposed. There's really no other Pool Hall Slaw that I bought. So unfortunately it has to hang out by itself. I'll put it like this to keep it from getting confused. Now this stuff is sat a little longer, and as you could tell, my friends here at Corbett Farms, theirs is a little bit more watery, you know, a little bit more liquid is separating from it, which I don't mind, because when I put it on a taco that has lettuce, I don't care if it's running all through there, you know what I mean? I bring a bib, you know what I mean? I'm fine with that. I'll wear a bad shirt. It's just, look at all the stains and stuff on it. I mow the yard in these shirts, you know what I mean? I don't mind. So, let's see which one is, this one's a hot batch. It's not hot at all, which I didn't get their hot variety, but it's just a really good balance. Like if you want to taste the tomato, not the hot pepper, this is by far the one you should get, definitely. If you want to taste the tomato, it's probably the best way to put it. If you want to taste the tomato and the onion and the other variety, sometimes when you get a salsa, it's just all pepper. Like first thing you get is just hot pepper. And but this one's definitely more balanced. You taste a lot of different things. Pretty good. But again, it is a batch. It's made, like I say, locally here in Leoma, Tennessee. It's made batch to batch. So depending on, not that they're inconsistent, but that it's like when I mentioned, okay, if you guys watched our pizza video over on the Visit Lawrenceburg channel, whenever you go up to a like a brick oven pizza place, like Heine's Barbecue is, like the Noble Fox is, all right? And you get a pizza, it's going to poof different. It's not going to be as round. It's going to have some little pillowy spots. It might be burnt a little bit on one edge. And that's because of the nature of having a pizza oven that is a brick oven pizza. It's got fire in there, basically. And depending on how the person rolls it around, it's going to be different pizza to pizza. Well, same way with here. If you get a close, small batch thing, it might change a little bit. Where this mass produced, there might be, you know, a couple thousand gallons of this stuff made and put in a truck, and then it's exported by, you know, and maybe put in a bottling place, and then it's sort of distributed amongst this mechanization that pours it into a jar. So it has to be extremely consistent batch to batch. So what do you get when you get the pace here? A lot more hunk and a lot more heat in that one. Because their processes are probably closer. But if you want a more rounded approach, get the Corbett. It's just the way to go. Now, I would like to see if there's some of these that you could put on some eggs. You know what I mean? And see what that tastes like. So I'm going to take, since I bit it this way, if you see from the camera up here, I'm going to just slice it in two. Put that on the first part of this and just see. We'll just start up here. Some of that stuff, because of the egg, it is a little different. Now I'm going to take that spoon. Y'all getting hungry just watching me eat? I don't know. Maybe you're grossed out by it. I've never had this combination because I just happen to have some eggs in front of me now. Do the old palate cleanser. Let's just see what it tastes like. I did not like that as much. However, I'm not going to give up because I love you guys. And I want to see what this stuff tastes like together. All right. I put a healthier spoonful of the Amish variety because tomatoes and eggs might go together good. Not to say that I do it all the time. That's not that bad. Now I'm going to slice the egg up the middle. That'll leave me two. Then I'm going to cut them in two. There we go. So now, not to be an equal opportunity guy. I'm going to continue with my little test just because I got it in front of me. And that's because it's a protein. Typically, some of this stuff goes better with a carb, like a bread. And, of course, hamburgers have a protein in a bread, and usually other vegetables. So, I'm trying to think about what this would taste like next to a protein, like a hamburger patty. Of course, egg is not a hamburger. I know. But egg's what I have at the moment sitting here. So, here we go. That is not as good. I still like them. We'll just try it with the slaw for the sake of it. Since in for a penny, in for a pound, right? I would say between the relishes, or the, not relish, the chow chow, the green tomato hot chow chow, has been the better one with egg. Interesting, but to my palate, not as good. I believe I know this one will be fine. Some of the salsa egg. I'm not sure about that. But it's not bad. I mean, it's not. I guess if I was really hungry. Now I'm kind of wishing, because I got this. The pace is hot to me. Like it's pretty on the spicier side. Not that I can't handle it, but it is pretty spicy. It takes more salsa than egg on that thing. All right, let me just get them out because my egg is gone. Let me try this. And as you could tell, let me put some of these out there. Right here, some onions. Now they're not just onion slices. These are like green onions that's been cut about a ½ inch long. I'm telling you, this guy, TR Bird Farms, he knows what he's doing. Like, here's a whole hunk of an actual jalapeno. And he makes some with habaneros. Now those are really spicy. If you haven't had a habanero egg and the jalapenos are hot enough, I would not recommend go there. However, if you can take the jalapeno just fine, the habaneros in stuff like this. Now, if you eat it directly, you will be sad. You know what I mean? Unless it's been pickled a while. If you can eat one right off, you know, right out of the solution, you're probably going to be just fine with anything I recommend. I'm going to put a piece of that jalapeno on each egg and eat that here in just a second. So, one of these green, I like green onions. I mean, it's stuff like this. Like, you could see, let me just put one in this spoon, kind of hold it up. That is a green onion that they've sliced into pieces just to put in here as something that would flavor the eggs. That's the kind of quality that you would find in a good product sold at some of the farmers markets. I know a lot of people say the farmers markets, typically they're a bunch of trash. They have stuff from all over the world. They're just repackaging it and all that sort of thing. So you get some of these farmers markets that do have that atmosphere. I'm not going to lie to you, that's true. But the Loretto Farmers Market and the Lawrenceburg Farmers Market are a little closer to, especially the Loretto Farmers Market. They are very strict about making sure that kind of stuff doesn't come to the market, okay? So that way you get stuff quality made from the people who make it themselves, all right? So, and that's what I want to show from the TR Bird Farms. It's also what I want to show with Corbett Farms here. Things that you're going to get from the Amish. Sorry, it's this one right here and this one right here. Because they want you to come back. They want you to see them. They want you, to see them all the time. They take pride in their work. They take pride in their ingredients. They take every caution to make sure you don't get sick on nothing. You know what I mean? So they're not going to have the same quality control, but because they're smaller batch, they're not going to have, thousands of gallons of something that, they have to put into a jar somewhere and then just distribute it. And I want you to check them out, all right? A lot of things the Amish do not make, all right? That's just flat out it. They will not make you, like I mentioned about the bird. If you follow us on Facebook, you'll know this. But if you don't, you're new here, well, for one, welcome. But if you want a fancy birdhouse that's purple and pink and sparkly and all that sort of thing, the Amish aren't going to make that, all right? I don't care if you add another $100, because if another Amish comes in and sees it, they know that guy is making a worldly, birdhouse, okay? Now, ours are Schwarzentruber here in Ethridge, and maybe another part of the country, maybe they'll make you one. But here in Ethridge, they're not probably going to do it. They're going to make you a plain birdhouse out of a plain wood or cedar or something that they can stain, and it'll be there forever. I mean, it'll be a good birdhouse. It's just going to be a birdhouse that is more plain, all right? But there are some people that go to Loretto Farmers Market and some of the other places where vendors set up, where they'll make a guitar shape birdhouse, or they'll make you something that's not even a birdhouse. It's a alternative to a piggy bank, you know what I mean? Or they'll bake something that the Amish won't make. They'll have something that the Amish just do not do, okay? So that is something you'll have to kind of consider when you come to see the Amish and you're asking about things that if they don't have it or they won't make it, where's an alternative place to kind of look? And these farmers markets are really good about picking up where the Amish don't. Now, sometimes there'll be more money, and then sometimes there'll be less money, just depending on what they have. I find that TR Bird Farms is the exact same price as the Amish, and sometimes actually cheaper by $1. So don't think that, well, the Amish always have the cheapest stuff. A lot of times they do not. So you're going to have to just, realize that they're not always the cheapest option because they go to Walmart and Kroger and they see prices and they can match their price to that price. And there's a reason why they live in a 4,000 square foot house with 8 kids, you know what I mean, and 150 acres in the back. And they pay for all of it making cedar lawn furniture, you know what I mean? So if you are coming to see the Amish and they don't have what you're looking for, be sure to, if it's on a Friday and Saturday, to stop in some of the farmers markets or the rustic hinge where some of them will actually have things that they set up, like Copper Cockerel Coffees, the Ponderosa Trading Company. I'm sure some of the other ones that I'm forgetting. I'm sorry if you're watching this and I forgot. But they'll be at the Rustic Hinge or the Spotted Cow or the, other places around the square. Sometimes the Lawrenceburg Mercantile sometimes has a lot of that same thing. They have Amish soaps, Amish honeys and stuff right there. So if you're a person where you forgot it and you left, and you're like, I meant to get Amish honey, you can stop by the Lawrenceburg Mercantile. They usually have it. Or Amish soaps if you happen to be there. So there's other places that carry Amish products. They'll go and buy up a bunch of it, then they'll take and resell. So it'll cost you $1 or $2 more. But it's typically if you can get it or not. But anyway, I happen to only have one spot dropped on my shirt, so it's a good call because I don't want to mess up my good clothes or have stuff splash up on my hat. So that's why I look the way I do if you're just now getting into this video. Now, I hope you've learned anything or something from this. If anything else, not to put this with eggs. I don't think it was that great. But pool hall slaw, you can pick up at a lot of different places. The relish or the green, I don't know why I keep calling it relish. Green tomato chow chow, like these chow chows here. Really good. They still I don't believe the bought varieties have anything they have over the Amish variety. Obviously, that would also presuppose that you got it from an Amish person that cut it and mixed it and kept it the way you like it. So sometimes if you go next door and you pick up the same can or jar of green tomato chow chow, it might not taste the same, not exactly the same. So if you do end up finding a few jars, be sure to write down their address so that they can prepare you some, or they can make you some if they know you're coming. So if every day on Saturday, say for example, you get there about 10 o'clock, you live 2 hours away, how do I know they're going to have it? Write down their address. Oh, this is a tip. Write down their address and name so you can write them, okay? So if you know you only go once a month and you know you like their, say, jam or jelly or their chow chow or something like that, or if you know pumpkin season's coming or watermelon season, write them and tell them to bring it, set it back so that you can pick it up, and they'll do that most of the time. And a lot of times verbally, if you just tell them, I'm going to be here 10 o'clock next Saturday. Could you have this ready? Most of the time they will, but you better be there. I don't care, rain or shine. They're going to remember you, and you got to, if their word, I'll say it like this: they honor their word. Okay. Sometimes if you go to get a horseshoe or something like that, it's a different story if somebody comes in before you or something like that. But most of the time, you'll find that a good Amish person or a good Mennonite person will keep their word. But you got to keep your word. So if you go and honor something, like every Saturday I'm going to pick up or this, or have it ready next Saturday, you better be there. So anyway, I hope that helps anybody. I have to turn the air conditioners off, so it's getting really hot in here. So I'm going to end this video. But if you like this kind of stuff, not just me sweating and eating salsa and eggs and, chow chow and pool room slaw, you want to know other things about the Amish communities, how to visit them, all that sort of thing. I do make courses. That's our primary way of making money. and where I will tell you the insides and outs of how to meet, how to find, how to almost be an Amish person. All right, in a place that you don't even have to move to. You know what I mean? So I share everything in those courses. So if you want to advertise, you're a place that, say for example, sells jars and stuff like that. Be sure to hit us up for those sort of things. For everything else, it's free. You can ask any of those places around Ethridge. I don't even send them a bill. They get free advertising for life. And that keeps me from having to say what they want me to say, and I can be completely honest with you, my listeners and my audience. And I think that makes the best organic traffic and things between us when you know that I can tell you the truth about some things. So it's one of the things I'm doing here, popping the cans open and just trying it for myself. So do you agree? Do you agree with me? Have you tried any of these products before? Maybe there's one that's sold in the Delano community of Mennonites. Maybe there's some up around the Guthrie communities, they're Fairview, Kentucky, all those guys. Maybe Stantonville has some really good cans and jars of things. Maybe McMinnville, Huntington, McKenzie, all that sort of thing. What about those Amish communities? Do they make some of this stuff? Be sure to check out our page where we're going to tell you all about those also. So, anyway, to recap all this sort of thing, I like the Amish varieties and the salsa made at Corbett Farms way more than their alternatives, but they're not bad. I think for the right person, they can work, and it's always kind of a good, sorry about that, it's good to find a place in a pinch if you need something. So this is kind of my story of how I think they compare. If you like this kind of video, be sure to click on our name. That'll go to our page where you can see other videos just like this one. Obviously, if you've watched this to the very end, then we're friends. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you don't mind. And be sure to find a video that maybe compares some products or talks about a community that you would like to go to and to visit. Anyway, this has been Mike, the founder of the Amish of Ethridge, and hopefully I'll see you in one of those videos.